morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Mom?
I'm doing fine.
You gotta speak up. I can't hardly hear you.
I'm doing fine. You?
I'm doing fantastic. This is my birthday. I feel like celebrating. I hate to even be here at the radio show, but it's just a good time just to be here with you on this historic day.
This has been Tipton's birthday, too. Today brings back memories, sweet memories, precious memories of how you and Ben Tipton used to celebrate. And we are happy to be here, and I would like to say happy birthday to you. I would like to say happy birthday to Calvin, and I would like to say happy birthday to Ben Tipton. I know you're in heaven watching over us. Thank you, Ben, for all of the inspiration, all the preparation, all of whatever you gave us. Thank you, Ben. Back to you, Calvin.
Back to me. Well, I'm ready to be. You can bring it on back to me because I know that I just learned something now, that I had a candle, and I lit a candle, and the candle had a special meaning to me because one of Ben's things was to say, hey, baby, light a candle, put a candle in the window. So I had a couple of candles here that I had on here in the auditorium, but then I found out that you can't do it here. But come on up to the Historical Center at any rate, and you'll see what the reason why that they say don't light no candle in the building. The building is impressive. The building is something that you will always remember. But most importantly of all, is that this is the very special show because Mr. Gates, Mr. Robert Gates there at Gates Barbershop there at 2609 North Martin Luther King, you know, he would be happy to be here. But he got to take care of business down there at 2609 North Martin Luther King. So go by there before you come up here if you need a haircut. Oh, so everybody looked at me like I might need a haircut too. But go by there and be and see what Mr. Gates has. Philip will take a great opportunity to fix up whatever. You know, they have a sign there. We make people beautiful. And I don't know how they do it, but every time you come out of there, you feel even more beautiful than you ever have been in your life. But, Mom, good things happen when you listen to the Clara and Luper radio show. Great things will happen if you're taking notes. And this is an opportunity for that because I can brag on, what's that guy's name that worked with Allstate that used to work with me and Tipton? I'll think of it a little later. Harold Ford. You're absolutely right. But before Harold was in insurance, Harold was with the Ben Tipton group. We'll get into that a little later on in the show. But call that friend, call that neighbor, and invite them to be a part of this show. Take notes, because good things will be happening. Isn't that right?
You are exactly right, Calvin. Good things will happen when you listen to the Clara Luper radio show.
Well, you got to speak up, because I can't hardly hear you.
You can't hardly hear me?
I can't hardly hear you. I'm getting... Today's my birthday. I'm getting a little tough over.
Can you out there in the audience hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Calvin, something must be wrong with your ears.
Well, that too.
The sure is right. You said you're getting old.
Well, I'm not going to talk about him yet. I'm going to wait till that opportunity comes up. But I am older, and I am glad to be older. It is a blessing because 365 days ago, a lot of things were happening in my life that I never anticipated. But then the best thing that is happening is that I'm here today, and that you're listening today, and that you're a part of it. KTLV 1142. Are we doing the both of them? KTLV, well, whatever. Well, we know KTLV. Thank you, Dale, for being here early and getting everything set up. But I don't know. We got something. You go and tell me something else, Mom.
I do have something else to tell you.
I hope
to
it's
tell
good.
You that today is Ben Tipton's birthday.
Okay.
And today is Calvin Luper's birthday.
Definitely.
What a birthday.
Definitely. Let me check my driver's license. Okay, go ahead.
I remember so well.
Uh-oh.
You two used to get together the night before your birthday. And you started bragging about how smart people were that was born in February. We never agreed with you, however, because we felt that the smart people were born in May.
No, Mrs. Luper.
May, what you mean, in May have been born?
Huh?
In May, they may have been born?
No.
Yeah, may have been, right.
Yeah,
But
okay.
then part of the people were born
We had
in
it
February.
all marked out. They were born in May. They were people with outstanding disposition, people with courage, people with dedication. But we loved people that were born in May because my son was born in May.
All right.
And I always called Ben Tipton my son. I shall always remember Ben for something very, very special. When our building was bombed, and they called us and told us to come up, the building was on fire. We rushed up, let in our cry, and Ben said, "Don't cry." You say, "Don't cry," and all our stuff is burned up. He said, "Don't cry, we're going to rebuild the building." I didn't see it then. To rebuild a building that was in ashes. How could we do it when we didn't even have that building paid for? Once again, Ben said, "Don't cry. We're going to build that building back." We built the building back, but oh, it was a difficult thing. Because in the middle of building it back, we went into the garbage strike. And the city made their position crystal clear. If you want this city to help you build a building, call the garbage strike off. Well, I couldn't do that because there were too many people that were involved in it. And I've so often told you, my dedicated radio audience, that whatever Clara Luper is, it's because of you. You made Clara Luper. Clara Luper is not a self-made person. You made me. You bought chitlin dinners, bean dinners. You bought candy, peanuts. With those nickels and dimes, we put it together and bought and finished paying, not finished paying, and paid on the bill. You did it. So whenever you hear the name Clara Luper, that's you. You are responsible, because without you, there would be no Clara Luper. You stood up for me. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And so many times I want to come up and grab you and say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." If it had not been for the radio station, if it had not been for the runner, if it had not been, there would be no Clara Luper. And wherever you go, I want you to remember that if it had not been for NACP, it would not have been no Clara Luper, because no one would have known I exist. So when you go out to Oklahoma City University, you see 120 students that are on the Clara Luper Scholarship. I'm paying for their room, their board, their books, their everything. You just think in terms of yourself. That's your honor. I hope I'm making myself clear.
It sounds very clear, Mom.
Because I run into a lot of people say, "Oh, Clara, you've done this." It's not Clara, it's you. When I received that doctorate degree on,
Well,
when I received that doctoral degree, that was your degree. Because you made it possible, and I want you to think about it. I want you to tell your children that Clara Luper's degree represents you and the people that have helped Clara Luper. You know, so many times people forget the people that have helped. But God is not going to let me live long enough to forget those people that helped me. Whether it was my boss, whether it was my friends, I'm not going to forget. Letty, do you remember being?
Very well, very well. And because I was on his program, and his theme, he went on, his theme was the Black Review. And then each time, everyone would be dialing their TV radios, trying to find Ben Tipton's Black Review. Because he always had something of interest And some of them were
Black
parts.
Review, I don't remember that.
That was the theme.
Anybody else in the audience remember Black Review?
Right?
I don't remember Black Review.
And according to the paper,
Oh, okay, on
it
the
would tell you
TV.
his theme.
Okay.
And see, Kevin, maybe you must have been awfully, awfully small then when we were going
I did start growing a little later on, but then but hold on just a minute, Mrs. Hunter. We've got to get back to that because there's a paper there that I want all of us to appreciate. I want you to share with us too. But then I can't imagine. It looked like, well, I don't know. I can't imagine ever being that small enough not to remember a Black Review. Or maybe I wasn't looking at TV. My glasses were bad.
But I made
then,
you real small.
But audience, what I need is some help from you. I need you all to just say something, or clap something, do something to help me out here because we got a long 30 more minutes to go at least. But I need your participation, all right? Because there's some special people in the audience that I can hardly wait to introduce. So let me get one clap or two claps as we do at the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, which happens every year. And at the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, when you do something good, you get a bunch of claps. But when you do something bad, you get one clap. So right now I'm doing something bad. So give me that one clap, would you please? All right. Thank you so very much. Call that friend. Call that neighbor. Tell them that they better listen to the Clara Luper radio show this morning because something great, something good is going to be happening. We're going to tell it like we see it. We're going to tell it like it is. Then we're going to even go back into the memories early on in the program. We're going to go back in the memories about the long distances that we rode to get to KBYE to be there with Ben. We're going to talk about how Ben Tipton, Mom mentioned it earlier, about how Ben was there when the Freedom Center was first firebombed. She's not going to tell you. Yeah, she might tell you about when it was firebombed again. But who popped up with inspiration? Ben Tipton and his team. Now it was. We got to brag on him. I got to brag on him, but then you got to brag on the team. That's kind of like bragging on the Dallas Cowboys and not thinking about the team, But great things happen.
Calvin, we really want to brag on you, but we really want to hear Mrs. Hunter.
Well,
Kevin,
wait, finish bragging on me.
All right. Yeah, but you keep saying the Freedom Center was bombed.
Yeah,
now, I don't know the definition for bombing and burning.
You don't.
So if you would say the Freedom Center was
you can't tell the difference between a
burn, bomb, burn.
Bomb, burn.
So
okay.
because it was burned down to the ground,
See.
I did not know that those big stones that building was constructed with would burn to sand.
Isn't that
and
something?
we standing there and we looking at all of that sand.
Well,
All of those stones, that building that's about, I don't know how tall it was nothing but a pile of sand. And
Yeah.
Kevin, the thing about it, we were there and we were trying to get our building paid for, and Tipton said, don't cry. And I'm looking at a pile of black soot, which stood as high as the building. And we had ordered some Tootsie Rolls that we were going to sell to pay for the building that we were in. And here it is all in a mountain of nothing but black soot. And we had to pay for those Tootsie Rolls too, Calvin. But that was one of our projects to sell the Tootsie Rolls so that we could pay for the building. But one thing I want to say, but Ben Tipton was always there. And another thing about that Bill Tipton, he never got excited about something that was wrong. So evidently he had someone that I didn't know about or that was stronger than I could see, that he would tell us not to cry and hear all of our services and work that we put into this Freedom Center. And he said, don't cry. Because I remember one day we were at the broadcasting center. But he broadcast from more places than just that one, KBYE. Because he had several other stations that he broadcast from. But let me tell you this.
No, okay, you better hurry up and tell me, because let's hurry up and tell me, because
okay, I'm gonna hurry up and tell you this.
I got to get information quickly in this.
We were broadcasting that day, that afternoon, and we smelled something that smelled like aluminum. We wondered what it was, and a lady had a little boy had gone into his kitchen and put his pot on the stove. And when we looked in there, a flame was coming up through the center of the pot. So the boy had burned a hole in the pot. And we were there just talking about, why didn't you watch the little boy? How did you let him go in there and turn the fire on and burn the man's pot up? Ben Tipton didn't say anything. And we were just talking. And he said, oh, that's all right. He said, young people like to experiment on things. But now, if it been me, that was my pot that little boy had burned up. Now, I wouldn't want him experimenting on my pot. But seemingly, he understood. He understood young people. And one thing about Ben Tipton, he always had young people on his program. He would call them in, and we would have a young person to come in, tell him about the sports. Then he didn't have another one to come in to read the deaf column. So he always was trying to help young people, Calvin.
Yes, indeed.
And I guess you were too young, because I don't remember you being over there.
How you gonna be too young? You can so come up with some statements, Mrs. Hunter. But then I love that. But then, you know, as I think of Ben, I also think of the pride of Douglas High School. I think of Dr. Moon. I think of the other teachers, Mr. Jeltz. What was that lady's name? Well, I can't say that on the air, but I should say it. But what was her name? She was, she could smell, she could tell when you've been out wrong, you know. Those of you out there that have been to Douglas High School, you know what I'm talking about. But right now, we're live. We're in beautiful living color. I want you to know that great things are going to be happening. Good things are going to be happening. We got some great things coming up. It's just a few minutes into the show. But then I want you to know that hometown IGA, there at 23rd and Martin Luther King, has the very best in values in any of your groceries. You know, like if you want one of them gallons of milk, hometown IGA, 23rd Martin Luther King. If you want a little bitty bottle of milk, hometown IGA, 23rd Martin Luther King. But I'm going to go back to Mrs. Hunter or Mom, either one of them. I'm going to ask somebody to come up here that's really close to Ben Tipton, that has known him all his life. You know, I'm going to ask her to come up here with me, and then we'll introduce her and we'll go from there, and then we'll continue with it. But meanwhile, call that friend, call that neighbor, tell them they better be ready, because this is the Clara Luper Radio Show live and in beautiful living color. Isn't that right, Mom?
That's exactly right. And I see
Don't
a
you think it's beautiful living color?
I see a gentleman over here that have known Ben all his life.
He already told me
so.
He's late. We'll get to him later. We'll get to him later, because he been to come up bragging about Langston University or something like that. I wonder why people always want to brag on Langston University, you know, or OCU or someplace. But he has a right to, because he's brought out a lot of good people there. He's done a good job. He coming from barefoot to Stetsons or something. I don't know what to call it. Hey, how you doing? What's your name, man?
My name is Lester LaSure.
Lester LaSure. That sure sounds familiar. You had a stage name. What was your stage name?
We won't tell you.
If we won't tell them. Help me out, man. You got to tell me. We got to tell them. Don't you want the people in Langston to know your stage name?
No.
No? Okay. So, all right, welcome to the Clara Luper Radio Show. You're sitting next to one of the most beautiful women in the world, and not one, I would say the most beautiful, especially on February the 10th, because she did a good job getting me out of there. You know? But, Mom, we got it going on here, and we're going to get it all straight. Sorry about that. But you got Lester LaSure here, and we got some more people that I'm anxious to talk to. We'll talk to them shortly, but we'll go from there. But Les, what are you doing now? May I ask?
I'm a professor at Langston University.
A who?
Professor.
Professor.
Yeah. I know you don't know what that is, but I'm a professor.
In other words, you're a teacher?
No,
What are you doing? You don't teach?
I'm a professor.
There's
a difference. There's a difference.
Guide? I mean, what is the professor do? What's the difference between a professor and a teacher?
Usually teachers are in high school. University have professors.
Oh, okay, all right. So Langston is fortunate enough to have you there as a professor. Now, how long have you been out there, and why did you go there, and what are you doing while you're there? 3 questions. There's one.
I've been at Langston 33 years.
30.
Yes, 33 years. And
Okay, and what are you doing?
I teach broadcast journalism courses, and I manage the radio station there.
Oh, so so I'm being judged now. Well, I hope I don't get a grade for this hour. I hope I don't get a grade for this hour. How do you grade? I mean, what do you look for in a journalism student?
Well,
What do you have to do?
you produce radio programs. We have all kinds of
You gotta
production
speak
courses.
up, man.
I can hear myself.
Yeah, well,
You need
talk
to
loud.
turn up your hearing aid, and then you can hear. Then you'll be able to hear
I
me.
don't know what. Okay, go ahead.
I teach broadcast journalism courses. We have writing courses. We have production courses as well. Yes.
Well, what kind of inspired you? What got you going? I mean, what made you want to start teaching? I can remember when you had that no name that you won't share with our audience.
Well,
that when you were on the air, you knew a lot about music, but then how did it go from knowing about music to teaching broadcasting?
well, it was by accident that I got into teaching.
Accident.
Yes.
Oh Lord. Here goes another story.
I never wanted to be a teacher. My mother was a teacher,
Okay.
and I saw the trials and tribulations she had to go through as a teacher.
Right.
And there was a school, Elkins Institute of Broadcasting.
Who?
Elkins Institute of Broadcasting here in Oklahoma City.
Sound like Fred.
No, Fred attended there, but it wasn't named after Fred.
Okay.
And a guy who worked with us at KBYE, Ellis Meeks, was the head instructor.
Wow, that's
And
wonderful.
he invited me to come and talk and speak with his class.
Uh-huh.
And I did.
Uh-huh.
And I was offered a job, and I refused it at that time.
You didn't need no money at that time.
No, it wasn't that. I didn't want to get involved in teaching. And about 6 months later, he called me again
Uh-huh.
and asked me. And then he was honest with me, and he said they needed federal funds, and they could not get federal funds without a black instructor. That's how I got involved in teaching. So I taught there for about 2 years. Then I
Something.
went to
So there's an
Langston.
advantage on being black and talented
At
and
that time.
knowledgeable.
Yes, at that time, yes, yes.
I can't, boy, I tell you, we've come a long way.
Yes, we have.
Mr. LaSure, I'd like to ask you, since you're in the same business that our person that we are talking about this morning, did he have any influence on you going into broadcasting?
Yes, he did. Ben Tipton gave me my first job. Matter of fact, Ben
Bragging.
started a school, and we had what we call the Soul Board. Those were members that he taught. We met on Saturdays at KBYE every Saturday. And he taught us how to articulate and project the whole things. Every Saturday we would meet there at KBYE. We would go on the air. We were called the Soul Board. And yes, he was very influential in getting me involved in broadcasting.
But I noticed that Ben Tipton, when he left KBYE, he also went into other states, not just Oklahoma. And
Yes, he went to Detroit. Then he came back from Detroit and stayed a while. Then the last time he left, he went to Chicago at WLS in Chicago.
all right.
But yes, he left several times.
And then he did come.
Yes, he came back to
And-
KBYE.
There you go.
And did he work at Langston?
Yes, he taught at Langston and OCU.
What was Ben's, Ben had a show name. What was that?
Tall man.
Okay, what was yours?
I don't tell.
You didn't say. Well, I say, hey, but let me move on and hold tight. And I'll get right back to you because there's some people here in the audience that I need to talk to, that I'd love to talk to, and I'm looking forward to talking to and sharing their information with you. But I have to go back over there and get you and ask, come on up here, auntie. Yeah, and we'll go from there. But audience, I need your help. Give me that clap again. All right. I'm diggity, dog diggity. This is a beautiful young lady here. I've seen her around. You probably seen her, but you probably don't really know her. Come on closer to the mic. I don't want no mess. But it's none other than Julia Ann Lovelace.
Julia Ann Tipton Lovelace.
Oh, Julia Ann Tipton Lovelace.
Right.
Okay, say it. Speak up now. Don't be scared.
I'm not scared.
Okay, you the
I'm proud
auntie
to
of
be a
Ben
Tipton.
Tipton.
I'm Ben Tipton's auntie.
And I know there ain't no fear in that game.
No, sure ain't no fear in that game.
But tell us about how, during the time that Ben was sharing his life with us, how did you feel when that was going on?
I felt,
You gotta speak up.
I felt great. I'll tell you, I was proud of him. I was proud that he ventured out and did what he did do.
Did he do enough?
Oh yes, he could have did a little more, but I'm proud of what he did do.
That sounds like an auntie too. So you never done enough. But then on those many evenings that all of us would cruise home or get ready to cruise home, and we listened to the Ben Tipton on the air. What was his auntie thinking?
Oh, I was just thinking, I was just proud of him.
Okay.
I was just very proud of him.
All right. Well.
And I was his favorite auntie.
There you go, bragging. Everybody bragging. Got his favorite student, his favorite auntie. But I don't know. Some more people in the audience that I want to talk with too. But auntie, thank you so much for being a good auntie.
All right.
You know, it's hard to be a good auntie, I can imagine. But then there's an uncle here. If I can get him up here, I don't know what he gonna say.
He
But
probably won't say
he
much.
probably won't say much, but we'll see if I can get him up here. But great things happen on the Clara Luper Radio Show. We got the favorite student. We got the favorite auntie. We got, I don't know, because when we, KBYE there, go out there and somebody knew how to work everything. Somebody knew how to make you feel like that you could just talk it up. And there would be none other than Ben Tipton pulling the strings and pulling the deal. Some more people in here I got to talk with too. They sitting there, you coming on up. Come on over here, Uncle. Don't be acting like you don't know what to do. And Uncle of Ben Tipton is slow in talking. You better speak up. What's your name, man? Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me start over. What's your name, man?
Zebedee Tipton.
Zebedee Tipton. Okay. Come on, speak up. Okay. Well, Zebedee, welcome to the Clara Luper Radio Show. I would ask you how long you've been in this world, but then that ain't none of my business. But what I'm going to ask you is, how did you feel about your nephew, Ben Tipton? Okay. Well, we understand that you was proud of it, and you understand him, and the love that you shared with him. Hey man, love you shared with him, spread out through our entire community. And thank you for being a good uncle, and for helping him to be the man that he was. Tall man, but a good man. You know, tall ain't necessarily good, but at that time, tall is good. Tall was good. And all of us have pleasant memories of him. All of us appreciate the good job that you did being an uncle. All right, Uncle? Can I call you Uncle? All right. You come a long way, boy. I bet many a time you was ready to throw a brick at him. Put a candle in the window if you want to, boy. If you don't hurry up and get home, it's another problem going on. But I took care of it. Way to go, man. Appreciate your effort. But good things happen on the Clara Luper Radio. So I'll go back to Les here, and I'm going to see what Lex got to say, because he's a professor at Langston University, and he's a professor. He's not a teacher. So I can't imagine. Do you have a class, Lex?
I have several classes.
You actually have a class where you go in there and you be telling them? Or,
Yes.
you know, all right. How do you get in your class?
Same way I came in that door. Well, before you go,
We'll talk with you. We want to bring you up a little bit here quicker. But he done jumped over, so he done went into his professorship. But then, by now I know that you've been by Hometown IGA, you've been by Gates Barbershop. I know that by now, too, that you're looking for Chauncey Chardina's Daycare Center. It's located, where's that, on Northeast 50th Street? Chauncey Chardina's Daycare Center and Nursery, and where you'll get the very best and great care. But then there are a lot of other people in the room there. So once we start parting them out, we gotta go. And I'm gonna do that. But then you've been teaching 33 years. I mean, you've been a professor 33 years. You've been teaching, and you got something else going on. So, Mrs. Hunter, what do you have to say?
Well,
Well, it's something that you get water out of.
Kevin, I'm just so happy that we have the number of persons here who is sharing some of their experiences with us about Ben Tipton.
You ain't seen nothing
Because
yet.
I was there and I was on the radio program, and all the time it was also connected with Clara Luper. I don't know why Clara's name was always connected with Ben Tipton, but each time that it was. And I'm just so happy that I was there during the tenure of Ben Tipton. And I don't know why I ran across the paper where they published his funeral. And I kept it. And I don't know why I did, but for some reason, usually people that you like and people that have inspired you and people who have made a contribution in your neighborhood and in your community and the people who have helped young people, those are the people that usually you're interested in. So I guess maybe that's why I kept that paper. If you notice, it's 1988.
No, I didn't.
Well, if you look up there, that's the date of that paper. So if anybody wants to see it, well, I'm sure I'll be happy to
I
make
have
a
it.
review.
I have it here, Mrs. Hunter, but can we get to that? How my time looking? My time is looking pretty good. I know that by now your neighbor is awoke, and they're paying attention to what's going on. We got a few more minutes here, and everything's cool. So
And
I
I'm
don't
sorry
know.
that Ms. Walker's not here to
Yes,
tell us the way that she see it.
It's a Mrs. Walker here, but then there's another young person here that now I don't know how we should do this. Now, how should we do this? You know, the whole family is here, but then I don't want to make this seem like that we're having services on the air. This is an opportunity and a time where we're showing our pride and our respect for a young man that touched all of our lives, even though he gave us all nicknames. Everybody had a nickname. I don't know how Ben would come up with it, but everybody had a nickname. But it's another dude over there in a red sweater that has been deeply influenced by the Tall Man radio show. Been deeply influenced not only by the radio, but by the work that he did. So we're going to get to you in a second. Mom, I'm going to throw it back to you, and you tell me a little bit about what has happened this week with you and where you've been and what you've done.
This has been an unusual month with me.
Come on, Raymond.
I have never known sickness, and I've always gone to people and say, I know how you feel. Well, I was lying.
You can't say that word on the air, Mama. You
I didn't
weren't
know
lying,
anything
just
about
didn't tell the whole
sickness. Just
truth.
think I lived all my life, and I've never been sick. And she told me ill, but I'm from Hoffman, and we call it sick. December the 2nd, I continued to have headaches, and I went to the doctor. And the doctor told me that I was sick. So he gave me some tests and told me to come back, and I went back. When I got back, he told me that I had to go to St. Anthony's Hospital immediately. He said that I had a blockage up in my forehead, and I had some choices to make. My first choice was whether I wanted to take pills, and I had never taken pills. No, I don't want to take a pill. The next one was I could have a stroke. Lord, I don't want a stroke. The next one, I could die. I could die. Well, I told my kids that I had lived a full life. I'd gone to every state in the union except Hawaii. So they said, oh, you're going to take pills. I didn't even know what pills meant. When I went back to the hospital, the doctor said, you're going to St. Anthony now. I went to St. Anthony, and they gave me not 2 pills, not 3, but I'm now taking like 20 pills a day.
That's good. think that's good?
I
It
don't.
could be 25.
I don't.
Could be 21.
So,
You know, the funny thing about what doctors tell you, a doctor's going to tell you something to help make you better. Now, if he told you to only take 19, that a last pill might be the one that might not let you live long. But I don't know. I don't think that what I was looking for, Mom. I didn't want to hear a description of your pains and aches because you know everybody. As I look around the room, everybody got a pain and an ache, and
not everybody.
everybody. Anybody in here don't have no pain?
I have a broken arm.
Okay, I see two. Anybody out there
My
radio
people
land don't
wanted
have
to
no
hear that. They
pain?
wanted to hear what was wrong with me.
No, I wanted to know how your week has been. I didn't want a description of your pill taking. That's something, you know. I could tell you about my pill taking. You want to hear about mine?
No, I
They
don't
told
wanna
Miss
hear
Ella
about
sitting up there with a broken thumb. I'm not gonna say what is broken, but it looked like an arm. And it might be a shoulder or something like that.
Well, I
Because
want
everybody
people to
things happen.
understand.
That's the advantage of living. You know, the reason
But
you
anyway,
live.
Luper, I don't
To my
mind.
radio
After you
audience.
taking all of those 20 pills, what happened?
Well, I don't have a headache anymore,
Thank you.
Okay,
and that's good.
one.
That's good.
Okay,
And I'm just happy to be here to see people that I have loved all of my life.
two.
And I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you. You don't know what you've done for me the past since December the 2nd. Since December the 2nd, you've sent me food, you've sent me flowers. Yesterday I received 2 dozen roses. You are just something. I brought 1 rose because I wanted you to see it.
Well, you said give you your flowers while you're living, so don't
Well,
don't you say I didn't give you one.
They've done that.
Oh.
They've done that. I've got you flowers.
I knew this was going to be dangerous, getting down on your elbow at the same table at the same time. This is not like the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant that happens, and it's not like the state fair that happens. It's not like the homecoming at Langston
But Cal,
University.
what I really loved about being, I love to hear him say, "Turn the lights on, coming home."
Amen.
Oh, that was beautiful. We
See?
loved him with a passion.
Well, everybody has a special memory because being touched in many of our lives in many different ways at many different times. But there's some people in here whose lives not only did he touch, I'm going to save the best for near the end here. But it's a young man that if it wasn't for Ben, I know he wouldn't be here. but we'll get to it as soon as I get him to stand up. But then let's see, what other ad do I have to do with? I have, Allstate Insurance.
Johnson Shadina's daycare.
I done that one. But Allstate Insurance out there at 730
Unique.
West
Unique.
Burton Road, and Uniquely You Boutique out there at 730 West Burton Road, 843-0811, and Allstate Insurance. Hello, Merlin. We know that Merlin's taking care of plenty of business. 730 West Britain Road. Any insurance needs, home insurance, life insurance, helicopter insurance, motorcycle insurance, boat insurance, give Merlin an opportunity to help you out.
What about flood?
Flood.
Right.
Flood.
Everybody's flooding out water, you know.
Well,
Examine
you
these people.
better call the office, 843-0811. I'm not going to get into that flood thing. I know that the Allstate has flying insurance, they got motor insurance, and they got all kind of motorcycle insurance. But flood, that's something else. But then, whatever your insurance needs are, give Allstate an opportunity to quote you and to let you know what they can do. But then also there in that same building is Uniquely You. I don't see any real big ladies here, but any lady out there that's listening from size 6, 2, 3 to size 48, Merle can help you there at Uniquely You Boutique. You know, she'll put something on you to make you look great. If it's nothing but a hat, don't brag about a hat. But good things happen. 730 West Britain Road. Merlin Hilsert is the agent that I'm bragging on. But not only because she's a good agent, but because she's my sister. So we're going to go from there. Because as I see it, I don't know. That's where I always go.
Have you
If I
seen
need
Mrs. Walker?
Have I seen Mrs. Walker? I seen her, but she not responding. she ain't paying me no attention. She typical Miss Walker, and those of you that are out there in the radio land and just being a part of it, you must understand that Mrs. Walker is like a donkey. You know. Doris, did you hear that? Doris told me wrong. But then she's a great lady, great person to work with, great person to be around. You know, some donkeys are good. You know, you get a bad donkey, you got a problem if you go to the farm. I mean, all your country people